Last week, Atlas Earth made a huge announcement, and it has been quite the discussion topic within the community since it happened. Of course, I'm talking about the new 150,000 parcel limit, a cap, if you will, that was put into place on how many parcels will get that super rent boost when that occurs. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numbers and answer a popular question that has popped up since that announcement. If you were put into the position of having 150,000 parcels, does it make more money sense to stop and just upgrade those parcels with Legendary Parcel Upgrades? Or conversely, would it be better to just keep buying parcels? If this sounds interesting to you, please stand by. Hey everyone, thanks for dropping by. Bronze Dragon here with another Atlas Earth episode. This past week has been full of a lot of discussion around the recent announcement of the new 150,000 parcel cap placed on the Super Rent Boost. We talked about it on our live stream, and there's been a lot of discussion back and forth on that video I posted when the news came out. So I've heard this in several different places. I also saw this over on Reddit and such. So I thought I'd sit down and do the math. And I want to start off by saying thanks to Matt over at the Atlas Earth Calculator. Because to do this math, I had to request a change to the calculator, which I think he had responded, and he was thinking about doing it anyway, but allow a different type of math to occur. So the change, you have 150,000 parcels, and all of those are covered under the Super Rent Boost. After that, any further parcels on top of that go down to the ×2 multiplier, okay? In the old version of the calculator, that was not possible. So he put a temporary thing in. I don't know what else he's got cooked up, but I was able to manually do the math, but thanks to Matt for making that happen. If you use the Atlas Earth calculator on a daily basis to help you out through Atlas Earth, I would suggest using that donate button at the bottom of the page. I don't make any money either way off that, but that has been a great godsend for me doing coverage on Atlas Earth, so I donated some today. So see about it. Now, going forward, let's go ahead and just dive in. And where we start off with is, yes, right up front, most of us will never have to worry about this. This is purely theoretical for most of us. Some people at the top are currently worrying about it right now and what they're going to do and how they're going to move forward in the game. So what you hear now is not investment advice. And if I talk about how the people at the top end of the game are going to play, it's purely conjecture. Okay, I've talked to them back when this was occurring, but I haven't asked them any specific questions on how they're going to proceed through the game, although I would be interested in it. So let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, where we start at is we have a account with 150,000 parcels. It's at the top of the SRB now. It's figured at 24-hour boost, because I figured that if you are at that position, you are in the Explorer Club, you have 24 hours boosted, and you have your max badge boost. So that's where these numbers were figured, okay? And the way they came out to is $159 a day for rent, $4,849 per month, and that equals out to a little bit over $58,184 a year. And these are just these are using averages from the game. Okay, where do we start with this thought process? The first thing that I went over was what would happen if a person, this fictional character, was sitting at 150,000 parcels, and they decided instead of going over the 150,000 parcels, they were just going to save up and start converting each of them into legendaries with legendary parcel upgrades. Now, I did two figures, two calculations, one at 10 and one at 100. The one at 10, obviously 10 LPUs, is 25,000 Atlas bucks because they're 2,500 a piece. The math turned out to be $159 per day in rent, $4,849 per month, or $58,192 per year. Not a whole lot of difference. At 100 LPUs, meaning 100 commons were changed into 100 legendaries, that cost 250,000 Atlas bucks, so a huge amount of Atlas bucks. And once again, we're still at $159 a day, slightly more per month, $4,855 per month, or $58,264 per year. The takeaway here is that purchasing Legendary Parcel Upgrades and staying within that 250,000 does not have a huge effect on the rent. I mean, it's a huge amount of Atlas bucks, not a huge effect on the rent. Now, the next idea, the second part of that thought process is what happens is I hit the 150,000 mark and I just keep buying parcels. What happens then? Instead of using my Atlas bucks on buying LPUs, what happens if I just buy my average parcels, my average rarity distribution? So the first thing is 10 LPUs, which is 25,000 Atlas bucks, equals 250 parcels. Once again, we're at $159 per day. Very minute changes we're talking with this amount of parcels. $4,850 per month, or $58,215 per year. Now, once again, times that by 10, we have we have 250,000 Atlas bucks, which equals 2,500 parcels. That brings you up to $160 per day, $4,875 per month, or a grand total of $58,496 per year. Once again, not a whole lot of difference for the amount of Atlas bucks we're talking about here. Okay, and lastly, where does that leave us? Well, buying parcels wins out. An average of $23 more per year per 25,000 Atlas bucks, or you kick it up to the 250,000 Atlas bucks, and it's an average of $232 per year more. Okay, I hope you thought that was interesting. I thought it was interesting. I really legitimately wanted to know. I know this is theoretical math, or no, it's real math. It's just theoretical that most of us are going to get there, right? We do have a few people that are thinking about this heavily right now and how they're going to proceed in the game. My takeaway here is outright just buying more parcels is going to be slightly more advantageous than doing the LPU route. On top of that, I would have to say that my thought process is that most of those Atlas bucks that are coming when you're at that point in the game, you've got a bunch of mayorships, governorships, in the case of one person like King of Queens, presidentships, whatever you want to call it. Most of your Atlas bucks to buy parcels are coming in from those badges. And I would say myself, that 150,000 would probably be my cutoff point. I probably wouldn't, if it was me, I probably wouldn't buy any more land in the game. Okay, I would say that the only factor there to think about is the competition, whether you want to compete and continue competing to stay president, governor, mayor, whatever, however it goes. But I would say that I would think that a lot of people at that point would probably stop worrying about parcels and just take whatever free is given to them by the game, obviously trying to recoup what they've put into the game. That's my thoughts. But other people have different thoughts on, hey, this is a game, you want to compete. To me, if you're at that point in the game, it's more about the money you're getting off the game, right? So, but as always, let me know in the comments what you think of these numbers. What would you do if you hit 150,000 parcels? Let me know in the comments. Once again, thanks for dropping by. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like this kind of content, why not? Give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. And don't forget, Sundays at 12 noon Eastern time, we have an Atlas Earth live stream right here on YouTube where we talk Atlas Earth, all things Atlas Earth, what's going on. And if you're new to the game, don't be afraid. Stop on by, ask the questions you have, and there's plenty of people to answer your questions. Other than that, this has been Bronze Dragon. As always, I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy. And hey, I'll see you in Atlas Earth.